Welcome back to MouthpieceSports.com's Buzz Session. I'm fortunate to have the opportunity to talk with these coaches about a variety of topics facing women's sports and athletics. And opportunity is the key word there, because we all know it wasn't that long ago there weren't a lot of opportunities for women. And while they're getting better, they still have a long way to go. And I'll start with you, Coach. Let's say on a bare bones level, you love volleyball, obviously. You played collegiately, you played professionally, you played overseas. It's given you a lot of opportunities to do things. How do women who want to dedicate their lives, at least their professional lives, to a sport, stay involved and end up, a wealthy retired basketball coach like Doug Bruno is going to be one day?
I think now, just with the internet, there's so many more ways to stay connected. I mean, I got my ticket overseas through my college coaches. So I think usually your college coaches, they'll be a great avenue for you as far as your future and what you want to do, how far you want to take it. Kids can take at a younger age, you can take what's called a tour, and you join a team and you go overseas and you play and you get seen over there. And if people like you, then they'll say, here's the contact information, and then you kind of can cut out the middleman. You can cut out the agent, whereas when I played, I had to have an agent, who tried to market me. And I think now there's just so many more avenues through the internet. I think it's bringitusa.com. I believe you can go and just join a team and everybody gets equal playing time, and you get to gain the experience of what it's like to play overseas, because it is completely different. Those athletes, the way they train versus the way we train, and just see how kind of the other half lives is great for kids. And that opportunity is happening at such a young age now that was definitely not the case when I played.
Liz, you played at the University of Wisconsin. You coached 11 years at Loyola. Now you moved on to the Latin School where you coach in the AD. These opportunities for women, you've managed to create a career for yourself in the sport. Are you an exception to that rule or to that occurrence?
I think it's because I have such a passion for volleyball that I was able to stay in it, and I had great mentors along the way. If I didn't have those women in my life pushing me and telling me to stay in the sport, it never would have happened. I got very fortunate to be hooked up when I was an assistant at Loyola, to be with Therese Boyle-Nigo, who was, phenomenal at volleyball, a Chicago icon. And so I was very fortunate to be hooked up with somebody with her. If I wasn't with her, I probably wouldn't be here today at the Latin School, promoting girls athletics throughout the school. But the opportunities for women in sport are so great now, and I know you've said we've come a long way, and we've hit a point here where it's great. I mean, it's wonderful. When I was at Wisconsin, we were going through Title IX, and there was a lot of gender equity issues way back when, and I went from probably taking the bus, a coach bus with my teammates, to Minnesota to flying the next year. The opportunities for women's sports, and that was about 18 years ago, but we've hit a point now where, these women collegiate athletic teams, they're chartering planes. Do you know that?
They're on the same plane, for lack of a pun, as the men's team, I think is.
Yeah, they're right. And so the gender equity issues, they're there for some universities that they're dealing with, but for others, they're right up there. And the exposure, television, what the last panel was talking about, they're up there. Media outlets, you invited us here. That's huge. We've made it. And I know there's other proponents will say, oh no, we have so much more to go. We have to make this amount of salary. We have to do this. We have to do that. We've hit a point where it's awesome now for women.
Coach Radler, you coach softball at St. Ignatius. You coached University of Chicago after your playing career. Is coaching something that you advise young girls and young women to pursue if they say, Coach, you seem to have a pretty cool job. You wear sweats all day. This is great.
If they only knew. I would encourage any young person to do whatever they desire. So, you certainly can tell some athletes that are more interested in coaching, the ones that want to know, well, why'd you do that, or what's this, or how does that happen, or what makes this work? And absolutely, but I think there are a number of things that women can do now in athletics that, didn't have those opportunities. When my mom went through school, she could be a teacher or a secretary. Now I'm in college, I could certain things. Now this generation has a whole another opportunities, world of opportunities. And you know, it's refreshing to see women on ESPN, it's refreshing to see women in the sports media, as well as on the level playing field that we now have. So yeah, absolutely, if they want to coach, then I would encourage it.
Well, it was certainly refreshing to have the three of you join us today on MouthpieceSports.com's Buzz Session. Thank you for your time and your perspective. It was an excellent session. And thank you for joining us on MouthpieceSports.com.